Good evening, everyone. So, 15 minutes until we kick off and go. So just going to see how we're getting on over here. Just having a little poodle around Tempus Fugit at the moment, and yeah, looking forward to it. So this is a point-to-point race rather than the sort of typical crit race we do. Let me just check the camera. Where's the mainstream? There we go. If you've watched one of my streams before or any of my previous videos, you may recognise that I've spruced things up a little bit in terms of the layout and whatnot. I'm just going to adjust this little camera above my head because it's run down here like this. You don't want to. There we go. Yeah, sorry, as I was saying, I have spruced things up a little bit. Yesterday evening I jumped on to do an impromptu little race. I was going to do a 3-hour race, but I was the only one signed up, so it would have been just a stream of me pedaling around and sort of downtown Dolphin. No one wants to see that, so I ended up just doing a bit of a recovery ride, and whilst I did it, I was here on the computer, wireless keyboard, putting together some fresh new graphics that you can see right here. I did a few transitions as well, so check this out. This is pretty mad. So that, you know, we got a bit of a pre-race screen, which is this one here. So I'll use this to sort of chat away while we're getting started. If you're wondering what this is here, it's my fan. It has this habit of just spinning because I guess it's got some movement from me sort of impacting the fans. Anyway, I am waffling. So yeah, this is the sort of pre-race screen that you're going to get used to there. A little bit of branding at the bottom. This will be the screen that you get when I'm actually racing. And now we'll drop into this screen here to have a little bit of a look at the leaderboards and things like that. In fact, I quite like this screen for the Zwift stream actually, but we'll see. We've got options. Anyway, the point being that, or the point being is that, try to sort of just do a few improvements so that if you're watching, a better one. So for now, while we warm up, we'll switch back to the screen and we'll chat for a minute. I've not got the fans turned on yet, but one thing I did do last night was a little bit of work on the microphone. Just testing the settings and the positioning of it, etc. Put the camera up on a tripod at last. Been meaning to do that for a while. Generally speaking, just getting things looking a little bit more flashy so that the live streams, not live streams by me, have a little bit of polish. So let me know what you think, but the feedback will be much appreciated. I'm going to jump into the mainstream, although I can see my wattage down the screen below. Those of you watching me warm up while we get ready for this event, which starts in about 11.5 minutes. What will know how I'm doing. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully you enjoy the graphics. Let's have a little cheeky Mawam here for a bit of sugar. Does raise a good point actually. But we'll answer in just a minute. Because I hate when people speak with their mouth full. But just a minute. Trying to cover up the moves. So, the point I was going to make was, so I jumped onto YouTube and looked at other Zwift streamers, really, just to try and get a bit of inspiration for what it is I was going to do here with my channel and how I was going to make things look. And so it occurred to me that one guy was doing gels, things like that, and I just think, you know, when you're training, which, you know, that's what Zwift Racing is, unless you're taking part in a series with WRTL. I don't think you should be necking gels. I think you should be reserving those sorts of things for rides where you need to use that energy system. I don't think they're a Zwiftrace food source or nutritional item, for that matter. Especially when the race is 25, 26, 27k long. Granted, if you're on the bike for well over an hour, then and you expect it to end in a sprint, then yeah, sure, maybe go for it. But if you are doing a Cat C or D race, don't neck gels. I just don't think that's the right thing to do. But each their own. Someone out there might disagree with me. I'm not saying it doesn't help in any way. I'm just saying that really, I think you should sort of learn to do the shorter races without the aid of that extra sugar, which I think, all in all, on a short race like that, I don't think you're going to use it all. And I think you're going to be left with that sugar running around your body. Now, I realise that me talking about nutrition when I look like I do is going to be extremely, well, it's going to come across as seemingly hypocritical, because I'm a little bit chunky at the moment. I'm just under 80 kilos. Probably got like 6 or 7 kilos to lose, but I've been out for 6 months. I was out for 6 months, and although I didn't eat excessively, I did 0 exercise, so I wasn't in a calorie deficit or anything like that. And I tend to eat for fuel, for what it is I do on the bike. So there's no doubt about it, despite the fact that I still had a good level of self-control and was well disciplined, even when I wasn't riding. Even a mild indiscretion in terms, you know, maybe having a burger one evening, man, that was going nowhere. That was staying on the hips and in the gut. So it's something to be mindful of. So I always think about nutrition for these races, or when I'm doing these races, I think about the purpose or the objective. Of course, I'm looking to win, but regardless of the result, I'm obviously doing this for fitness and for health. For me, the real riding happens out on the road. That's where results really matter. I mean, I value and appreciate my Zwift record. In fact, if we just jump back over to ZwiftPower, I'll go to the other stream for a second. You'll see my racing history is pretty, oh, there we go. Try it again. Pretty decent. Come on. Like everyone, I sort of, you know, started off in CD at some point. Go back to my earlier races, 150-ish races ago. Started off in, okay, no, so I started off in B, dropped down to C for, I guess that was an event that didn't look like a race. Probably did a C and was like, no, you're not good enough. Oh, sorry, you're too good for that. So I guess I went up to, what happened there? It said I couldn't do whatever race that was, but then I did a D again. So anyway, from the early days, I was taking part in Cat B and Cat A races. And when I started getting results in Cat B, I wasn't enforced to go to Cat A. I just felt, well, I've made progress, let's compete now. And like I say to my boys' football team, you know, every loss is a lesson. But also competing at a higher standard just raises your level. So very quickly went into Cat A, stayed there for quite a long time. We've got like 3.5 pages of Cat A results. Many, many wins, as you can see. And where I haven't got a win, I'm always thereabouts. Zwift racing is bloody hard. But after taking a few months off, I found myself back in Cat B, and that's where I am today. Although I've had a few results, the numbers of those results don't really speak to much. They're not really record-breaking numbers in any way whatsoever for me. So I'm sticking with Cat B for a while, until I get a handful of consecutive Cat B wins. And I feel like I'm getting a win against a good field, fairly honestly. And until, of course, I'm holding something like 4.2, 4.1 watts per kilo as a sort of comfortable point. So that's where I'm at. Some of that extra gains in terms of watts per kilo will just come with the weight loss. So I've got myself a Withings scale. I think it was 76.9 this morning. 76.9 it was this morning. Although I was 76.3 yesterday, so I'm not going to go and change too much in terms of Zwift weight because I took a lot of that as water. Had quite a late dinner last night. I'm going to turn these notifications off so you guys aren't seeing on my WhatsApp chats. So yeah, that's so to bring the point full circle, when you're in Zwift, for me at least, absolutely race for the week, because that's what it's all about. It's all about fun. In fact, no, I'll take that back. The trouble with life. It's not all about the winning. It is about the competing and the training and the benefits you get from taking part in events like this. Things like gels, like, don't pop them, save them. Save them for the real events. Popping a gel a few times a week is not going to be very good for your body, for your sugar levels, for your insulin resistance and whatnot. So yeah, save it. It's a turbo boost for special occasions. On that note, let's talk shop. So going coastal. This is the first, or at least the first I can remember in a long time that I've done a point-to-point race. So from point A to point B. I've normally done sort of crit circuits, which is great because the advantage in the crit circuit is you become familiar each lap with, of course, what's happening, where you get your power-ups, when to go, when to recover, when to sit in, when to pull, all those good things. It's a pattern, basically. But with a point-to-point like this, it's going to be a bit more difficult to judge because you kind of got to just ride to the terrain and whatever comes your way. I don't know this course very well at all. I did have a look on Zwift Insider earlier. Don't remember much. So we're going to see how it goes. I genuinely am excited to treat this like a road race more than a crit. So it'll be a case of not wanting to go off on a break too soon because, of course, there might be a hell of a hill, which will probably be where a pack or a chasing group would catch me. So I'm better off staying with the largest group possible, marking the moves from the front, and just trying basically to not fall behind, so that if there is an opportunity to sprint, I can take part in that. So we'll see how we go. Not sure how I'm feeling today, really. When I got on the bike last night, I'll admit the fact that there were no other riders signed up to the race I was signed up to was a relief, because I'd been at a football tournament since 12 till 6. You might be able to see it here. I'm a bit sun-kissed, a bit lobstery. And I'm feeling it. I felt it yesterday. I felt it this morning when I woke up, just dry as a bone. But I've hydrated okay today. Done a little bit of stretching. Had a good lunch earlier. A few eggs. Couple of cups of tea. Yeah, so I'm not feeling too full. I think I'm ready for this. But I did do a big load last week as well, so here comes the excuses. I used to do like 7, 8, 9, sometimes 10-hour weeks. There are a few 11 and 12-hour weeks in the diary, especially during 2019. But yeah, last year was probably averaging 6 or 7-hour weeks, sometimes 8. For the moment, I've been averaging 3.5. Last week was my sort of first week at 6.5 hours, so I'm upping the time in the saddle. But last week was also intense as well. So I did 180-ish, I can't remember exactly, but 180 kilometers in that 6 hours. Most of them were races. Would have been even further, but I did also do a road to the sky. So a lot of elevation there. Anyway, we are now 15 seconds from the go. Time to get these fans on. It's currently 23.5 degrees in here, so a bit toasty. Hopefully the fans don't make so much noise. And you can still hear me. Here we go. And we're off. Gosh, I've lost the will already. Heart rate. Oh, there we go. Too busy chatting and not focus. I didn't expect to be chasing on, putting in that big block of red so soon. But we're totally not concentrating at the start of that race. Every Zwift race starts a bit frenetic like that, a bit mad. But thankfully there's a decent lead in. And folks have settled down now. So, I had to adjust the fan, it wasn't hitting me. Which has been so flat so far that I'm expecting when it does go uphill that it'll be a hard effort. So gonna sit in now and be ready for it. Ah, forget it. Oh my god. Ah. 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 Oh. That was a good honest race. Whew. Oh my god. Ah. Ah. Hang on. Well, good news is, I know exactly what I did wrong. Ah. Three things. Ah. The start. Ah. I burned the match right from the get-go. I was too busy sitting around, tinkering with camera settings and all that good stuff. My reward for being a tinkerer when it comes to things like that. And then the second thing was, going off the front too much. A couple of fake pulls I did. Why did I do that? I didn't have to do that. Knowing, as I said during the race, that little bump was coming, I had absolutely no reason or need to sit on the front like that. And then the third thing I did wrong, which is debatable, hang on a sec, was the timing of my sprint. I mean, I should have sat in the pack. I got out of the saddle a little bit to slip to the back of the pack a little bit so that I could then launch from there, but I just went out of the saddle, put the power on, and then was sort of stuck there. Got back in the saddle, had to try and find a little bit more to give, and left myself empty. So should have done what I normally do, stay in the pack, ease off a little bit, spin at a higher cadence, drop down slowly, little pushes, and then out the saddle for 200 meters to go or so. So yeah, for some reason, what I was thinking at the time, I remember it distinctly, was go long because you've got nothing else to lose, which I think isn't a bad tactic. But I think I probably had 3 placements in the legs to finish at least 6th or 7th had I gone for my normal tried and trusted tactic rather than trying a slow cadence grind that didn't really turn into a sprint. But c'est la vie. As I've said in probably every single one of my streams, that's where I'm at the moment, or such is where I'm at the moment. Not unhappy with that. It was okay, considering there were quite a few riders who finished top 10. Decent. Not going to let it get me down because I'm experienced and I know that this is part of the journey. And to get to the top of this ladder, excuse the cliche, one rung at a time. Good fun though. I know I didn't talk too much during that race, but that was quite a high pace, I think. Normally with crit races you're somewhere in the low 3s in terms of watts per kilo, but I think there it was very, I mean, look at the power graph down there at the bottom. I know the end, you can see it sort of winding up. You can see where I got out of the saddle there, right at the very end. See if we can get the mouse over it. You see I must have got out of the saddle around here and dropped the power, then had to give it some, and then, yeah, it couldn't go, whereas really what it should have been was a steady build, and then a peak at the end. Oh, anyway, we all know that the real source of truth is not what happens on Zwift, but instead what happens on ZwiftPower. So the results probably haven't come through yet, but let's see anyway, because I'm an impatient git. Aha, I was wrong, they have come through. So of course the placement for me on Zwift was 10th. The ZwiftPower has me down in 8th in Cat B, right here in the pink coalition. Just looking at the power numbers these guys held. Marshall, 3.1 watts per kilo. So apparently he weighs in at 100 kilos. So he must be a big guy. Average heart rate of 116. So 188 centimeters. He's not that tall. 6'3", is that? How tall is 188? I don't know actually. Power of Google. 188 centimeters in feet, so that makes him 6'1". So yeah, it's not that tall. He's tall, but for someone of that weight, you'd expect him to be, you know, if he's going to be athletic, to be 6'5". But he must be a big guy, a muscular guy perhaps. Let's have a look at his profile. Don't know. I don't understand how power was 324. What's yeah, is that, yeah, we'll say right, 3.1 was Piquet, but I guess that's why he's done a flat race. But yeah, look down here. What's that one? It's a little TT. 15k. It's a lot of power. So he should not be really big. What's he doing female races for and C races for? What is this guy doing? Surely he's. I guess it's done on watts per kilo, isn't it? Not really watts. So. Yeah. Oh well, never mind. Not going to have sag rates, not going to report him. Good ride though, really good ride. Let's go here, so we're getting interested now. Same height as me, a little bit heavier, low heart rate. Yeah, decent. So yeah, I've got a lot of work to do, I think. I drop another 3-4 kilos, get down to 72. Look at this guy here, Simon Foreman. Has himself down as 57 kilos and 163 centimeters. So he's a shorter guy. Let's have a look and see how he gets on. How's he doing? Is he shorty? Oh, that's okay. Strap profile. Oh, I do get nosy. Yeah, so another Cat B race finished. The most important thing whenever I do any of these races is the result. No, is to see good progression from race to race in terms of power numbers and form. And considering that race was mouse. I used to have my mouse made massive so I could see it. Massive pointer. I should do that again. But yeah, to see I held 3.6 watts per kilo. The normalised power hasn't come through yet. But yeah, it's good numbers compared to when I got back on the bike. I've got a few higher races back in the start of May. Where are we? 3.6 on the 16th of May. Yeah, that was enough to win me a race that time. 3.7. So yeah, it's yeah, thereabouts. We get to see the normalised power when that comes through. Oh, pleased with it. Anyway, that'll do for tonight. Another streamed race in the bag. Thank you for stopping by, if indeed you have, or if you've watched it back as well. So much appreciated. Check out all the links at the bottom of the screen here. Please do go over to Instagram and find me at that Berkshire Cyclist. Berkshire being where I live here in the UK, of course. Just Ride in the bottom of the corner of the bottom. In the bottom of the corner there is my clothing brand, my cycling apparel brand. Would love it. I would absolutely love it if you stopped on over by the store, picked up yourself a tee and some pair of socks maybe, or a pair of socks maybe. I'd love to start seeing that community and that brand grow. I'm going to pedal around for another 10 minutes, try and get some of the stiffness out of the legs, lower the heart rate, and I will see you all online tomorrow night and then again on Tuesday night. I'll announce the races later on. Cheers for stopping by. Good peace, good vibes.